Well, folks, as a little update to my previous video, Tim Walz, aka Tampon Tim, aka Tim, sometimes I'm a knucklehead stolen valor Walz, will not be seeking a third term as Minnesota governor and may not even finish out his second term with the way this unprecedented fraud scandal he allowed to happen is gaining momentum. And that's not all. Wait until you see how he addresses the press in his announcement. But first, if you enjoy our content, please support us by subscribing, liking, and ringing that notification bell so you never miss out on any of our new videos. We really appreciate your support in spreading facts and common sense. This political nuclear bomb finally detonated on January 5th, 2026, when Governor Tim Walz held a brief emotional press conference to announce that he is dropping his bid for re-election. Once a heartbeat away from the presidency as the 2024 vice president nominee, Walz admitted that the buck stops with me in his Monday press conference, linked in the description below, as his political career hit a massive wall. However, in classic Democrat style, he plays the victim, stating that Trump and his administration is attacking Minnesotans and using this fraud as an excuse to take away their rights.
I don't want to mince words here. Donald Trump and his allies in Washington and in St. Paul and online want to make our state a colder, meaner place. They want to poison our people against each other by attacking our neighbors. And ultimately, they want to take away much of what makes Minnesota the best place in the country to raise a family. They've already begun trying to withhold funds that were meant to help families afford child care. And they have no intention of stopping there. Make no mistake, we should be concerned about fraud in our state government.
The fact that this man could have been vice president or, heaven forbid, president of the free world should send chills up the spines of all rational-minded people. His downfall was accelerated by independent journalist Nick Shirley, whose high-impact expose on X garnered over hundreds of millions of views. Shirley exposed empty and inaccessible daycare centers who were receiving millions in health and taxpayer funds, while no children were in sight, turning the eyes of the nation and the White House directly towards Minnesota. The federal response has been swift and brutal. As mentioned by Walz, the Trump administration took the unprecedented step of freezing millions in federal health care and social service funds to that state, demanding photo evidence and justification before another dime is released, and rightfully so. Don't we need to know, or shouldn't we need to know, where the money's going? Meanwhile, the Department of Justice and FBI have launched a massive dragnet that has already led to 98 individuals being charged and over 60 convictions. Of course, 85 of those have been of Somali descent. Now, here's the thing that Tim Walz just doesn't understand. If it was about removing the rights and assistance from Minnesotans, then why do it now? Why not just do it years ago? After all, Minnesotans have been getting these daycare and childcare benefits for decades. And the answer is actually quite very simple. It might be that the freezing of these funds is because it's being pumped into a system that has no guardrails and is still rife with fraud. Why would you want to put money into something that you know 90% of the time is probably going to go to the fraud? And unless, of course, Walz can prove that they have tightened up where the money is going and can undeniably prove that the bleeding has stopped. Now, Attorney General Pam Bondi has highlighted a troubling pattern in the investigation, noting that 85 of the 90 defendants were of Somali descent, as we had just mentioned, sparking a fierce national debate over how such a specific industrial scale fraud ring was allowed to flourish for so long. But now here's a bit more of his press conference, including the end when he just cowardly slinks away from facing quote-unquote battle once again, but this time with journalists. Watch.
Minnesota has always come first and always will. That's what I believe servant leadership demands of me. As an optimist, I'll hold out some hope that my friends on the other side of the aisle will consider what servant leadership demands of them in the moment. We can work together to combat against the criminals. We can work together to rebuild the public's trust and make our state stronger. But make no mistake about it, if Republicans continue down the path of abusing power, smearing entire communities, and running their own fraudulent game at the expense of Minnesotans, I will fight back with everything that I have. I am absolutely confident a Democratic and a DFLer will hold this seat come November. I'm confident that I'll find ways to contribute to the state that I love long after next January. But there'll be time to worry about all that later. Today, I'm proud of the work we've done to make Minnesota America's best place to live and raise kids. From our new paid leave policy to our child tax credit to our school lunch programs feeding every single child. And I'm doubly proud of the incredible team we put together to make this vision a reality. I want to take a moment to thank every member of my staff, to every single state employee who has been part of this fight. Now more than ever, I need you on the job. I need you to help work together to tackle the important work in front of us. And most of all, I want Minnesotans to know how grateful I am for the opportunity to serve this state, for the privilege that I have been given to serve in this office. I'm on the job. I'm focused on making sure that we stay America's best place to live and raise kids. No one will take that away from us. I'm proud of the way we treat our neighbors. I'm proud of the way that we welcome people to this state. I'm proud of the way that we innovate. And I'm proud of the way that we are optimists for the future. No one's taking this away from us. Not the fraudsters. Certainly not this president. Not on my watch. Tomorrow, I'll be back with you. I'll give you an update on America's best paid family medical leave program that is now a week into it. And at that time, I'll take all your questions. Thank you all.
During this, Governor.
Ultimately, this saga has transformed Minnesota into a battlefield of accountability versus ideology. For years, critics argue, these quote-unquote fraud tourists living lavishly on taxpayers' dime, buying luxury cars and international travel with money, and even sending it to terrorists abroad. And these, of course, these are all funds that were actually meant for the vulnerable, the people who actually needed it, that the taxpayers in Minnesota thought that they were supporting. And then state leaders allegedly were looking the other way. So as Tim Walz exits the stage, he leaves behind a state under federal audit and a public demanding to know just how much these billions of dollars simply vanished. It took the dedication of one independent journalist with nothing but a camera, a microphone, and one video to bring down one of the recently most iconic and incompetent members of the Democrat Party. Independent journalism is very powerful, folks. What Nick Shirley and many others is doing is presenting the truth and pushing the mainstream agenda-driven media out of the spotlight. It's important to support those who pursue the facts and present them to those who are there to seek it. Without them, can we really be free? And this has been your daily dose of truth. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.